Sing that. Hell yeah. What's up? Come on, Jasmine. Goodness gracious. My goodness, man. Project Daddy is richer than ever today. Project Daddy is richer than ever today. Yes, he is, because I'm listening to that Rick Ross 11th studio album, Richer Than Ever. Project Daddy is richer than he's ever been because I'm not incarcerated. This album is banging. I don't know what his real name is, but Rick Ross 11th studio album on today. You are the greatest American alive, the greatest American alive.
The greatest American alive.
You have to learn to use your mind to keep you out of certain situations. You have to learn to use your mind to keep you out of certain situations. That's the intro bar that he uses on the song Little Havana, that's introduced by some drug dealer talking some real fly talk about how he sold dope to build a whole economy. Yes, he said he built the Miami skyline. That's what he said he did. It sounds real fly, yes. But the bar is Rick Ross said you have to use your mind to keep you out of certain situations. If you really listen to Rick Ross and you follow his career, you can go back to the album Mastermind and you listen to his introduction. On the introduction, he has Napoleon Hill, one of the great writers when it comes to manifestation and the power of the brain. And he talks about the mastermind and how you use other people's ideas to get the thing that you want. Now, I really don't like to talk about rich people because rich people, they have to give you crumbs on how to get free. And since Rick Ross has been recording music, he's always dropped some breadcrumbs to try to tell people how to get free, how to escape poverty. When you come from where I come from, when you come from a place where Project Daddy came from, you need to have someone leave breadcrumbs. Man, tell the truth. You need someone to come and grab your hand and pull you out this tough situation. That's what you need, yes? And so if you are a content creator, yes, you are. Rick Ross is a content creator. He's been making music. And so when on his albums, he gives breadcrumbs on how you come and get some freedom. On the song Richer Than I've Ever Been, Rick Ross starts off by saying, every day you wake up, you're richer than you ever been. Every day that you're free, you're richer than you ever been. Oh my goodness, that's the power of manifestation. Yes, that's gratitude. That's every day being thankful. These are like the little breadcrumbs. If you can't be thankful for your current situation, there's no way for you to climb out. Yes. As I was jamming to the song Outlaws that has 21 Savage, 21 Savage gives an amazing feature, but Jasmine Sullivan, she just blows it away. Yes, she does. She has a beautiful voice, strong voice. But as I'm listening to the song, 21, he starts talking that real gangster gorilla talk. He say he got a 30-round clip on his hip. That's hip hop. He's talking that real gangster music stuff. And I start listening to rappers, yes. And I'm like, man, if Rick Ross can leave breadcrumbs in his music to try to tell you how to get free, then honestly, rappers are supposed to be revolutionaries. Yes, they are. Rappers are supposed to be revolutionaries.
We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
Man, if you're 20 years old and you came from this situation and you out here telling stories, if you call yourself 21 Savage and you came from this thing that we call the slums, the projects, the ghettos, if you had an economically deprived upbringing and you are a storyteller for the people, you represent the people in which you came from. Now listen here. Listen here. This is very serious for all my people who love rap music and rappers who love this hip hop culture, right? If you are a revolutionary, then you can't antagonize other people who are in the revolution with you. Are you listening to what I'm saying? If you are a revolutionary, then you cannot antagonize the people who are in the revolution with you. You just can't do it. You cannot leave the struggle and go back to the hood and know that there are no jobs in the hood wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry and driving a $100,000 car. You cannot antagonize other men who are trying to escape this financial prison. You can't do it because these people are going to use any method they can to climb out of this thing. This thing is nasty. Project Daddy lives in a place called Dead End, Houston, Texas. There is no manufacturing here. There are no jobs here. So if you pull up to a place called Dead End, Houston, Texas, wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry and you got a chain, man, you might not go home that night. These are facts. This is the truth. This ain't got nothing to do with bad people. This has everything to do with the economic condition in America, yes? And now, if you are a storyteller and have a platform as large as the platform that Rick Ross has, man, you better tell people how to get free. You better give young men an opportunity on how to escape this economic prison. You better grab them by their hand and pull them out of this thing called poverty. You have to, because if you don't, man, if you don't, there are 10 million American men between the ages of 25 and 54 who are out here bad. They ain't got no economic opportunities and they're looking for one.
But when you're talking about someone who's not married, who has less than a high school degree, there's a good chance it's not a choice, and it's associated with, with depression, with drug use, with suicide, with a range of bad outcomes for people.
So, it must be a pool of about the neighborhood of 10 million, close to 10 million men we're talking about, men who are over age 25, under age 54, 54, but are not even bothering.
It's millions.
Yeah.
And if you shining real bright, boy, somebody wants to catch a starter tonight, I ain't lying to you. Come to Houston and play these nasty games. This is not a joke. We're having honest conversations about our community, our culture, and the advancement of the American society. We're fighting for freedom. We're fighting for you, the greatest American alive, man.
The greatest American alive.
The revolution needs a soundtrack. There needs to be a revolutionary music maker out here making music for me to jam to as I fight for freedom. I need that. I'm talking to every artist out there making music. I need you to make some music that allows me to fight for freedom. I need to bang some tunes that's going to allow me to fight this economic system. Do you understand this capitalist oppressive system? I need you to make music that helps me defeat this thing. Rick Ross, man, I cannot say that all your music pertains to this freedom fight, but I can say that when you made Mastermind, it introduced me to a whole new way of thinking conceptually on what is possible, what power is, what power looks like. And when you backdoor and you hit us with, man, richer than I've ever been, every day that you wake up, you're richer than you ever been. You, the greatest American alive, every day that you wake up, you're richer than you ever been. Every day that you're free, you're richer than you ever been, because they got laws out here that are guaranteed to get you caught up and have you incarcerated for the rest of your life and then send you back to an economic system that doesn't need you. That job market ain't looking for no felons. You got a big old F on your forehead that says, nah, they ain't finna pick me up. They don't want me to play for their team. But America, the greatest American alive, you got your own team. We're fighting for each other. You hear me? That's a collaborative effort. That's what it is to have a mastermind, when American people work together using their ideas to create a more better America that includes everybody. Goodness gracious, you are richer than you ever been, because today you got some information to fight for freedom. If you believe in fighting for freedom, you got to support people who are real freedom fighters. You hear me? Hey, regulators, mount up. That's one of my favorite songs when it comes to hip hop. Regulators, mount up. Freedom fighters, mount up. You better hear me, hear me? Freedom fighters, mount up. If you want to fight for freedom, you got to support actual freedom fighters. Project Daddy is a for real freedom fighter. On that screen, there is a Cash App, Project Daddy. Cash App, hit the Cash App. You hear me? And if you really want to fight for freedom, grab any Project Daddy video and you spread the word that freedom is coming to a town near you. Yes, it is. Project Daddy cannot compartmentalize his life. I love good music. I want people to make music that I can jam to. But as a consumer, you as a consumer, the greatest American alive, listen, man, you got to hold these people accountable. Tell them to make the music that represents your life. You cannot tell my story, then come back to my hood and give me a backpack. Hell no, you cannot profit off of my experience and then come back to my community and give me a turkey. We're not going to tolerate it. This is a collaborative effort. This is class solidarity. This is all American citizens who live in this economic, financial desert fighting together so that we can have a more better situation. Do you hear me? If you are jamming to richer than you ever been, remember that you are richer than you ever been, because goodness gracious, you woke up this morning. If you are jamming to Rick Ross's 11th studio album, you have to learn to use your mind and keep you out of certain situations. The greatest American alive. You are the greatest American alive.
The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive. The greatest American alive.